Vedant. Okay, am I audible? Vedant, could you just tell me if I'm audible? Okay, Vedant, yeah, good. So we'll just like wait for another 2 minutes and then start off. Okay, Vedant has come, Sidiksha has come. Okay, Sidiksha, Vedant, are you joining for the first time or you have done it before? Sidiksha, Vedant, can you just speak? Are you joining for the first time or like? Okay, Vedant is telling he has done it before. Okay, but Vedant, have you also collected material that we might use? Yes, no, Vedant. Okay, it's Diksha. We'll just wait for 1 minute and like we'll start off. Okay, guys, I think we'll start off. If you have any questions, you can ask me in between. Okay, so I'll start building it. Okay, is there anybody who has collected material? No, Vedant is telling me. So today we are going to do an activity with respect to like something with respect to electricity. Okay. Yeah, but and like we'll also understand the background of theory. We will be doing it right now. Okay. So for me, it's like we should not do the activity. Sorry, don't read the theory without Am I audible now? Please respond. Yes. Okay. Good. Great. Let's start. Okay. Children, like we are going to do something with respect to uh, uh, electricity. And the very basic thing, as soon as we think of electricity, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Can anybody tell me what is the first thing that comes to your mind? First thing that comes to our mind when we speak about electricity. Please speak. You can tell anything. Hi, Vedant, are you there? Yeah, Vedant, thank you. I'm very sorry, actually, there's some internet problem at my end. So, still will continue. Okay. Okay, so I think you have given the right answer. Like the as soon as we think of like electricity, the first thing that might come to our mind is a bulb. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me like who was the one who invented the bulb? Invented bulb. You can type yes or no. If you want to answer, you can give the answer. If no, you can just tell you don't know. The person who invented bulb, he is none other than our very popular Thomas Alva Edison. He is none other than like the Thomas Alva Edison. Okay, so he invented bulb. Okay, fine. So then, uh, so but he also invented with an idea that he made an announcement that like only the ones those are like rich would be able to light the candle. The poor people would be easily use the bulb. Okay, so he said it with a lot of confidence that because the incandescent bulb is the normal bulb like this. That bulb used to cost us just 15 rupees. Okay, a candle like even if you consider 5 rupees per candle, so you can use only three candles. That is like maybe 6 hours. Okay, so then if you wanted to use the candle for the entire month, then it's like it becomes very costly. It becomes 150 rupees. So the bulb is cheaper than the candle. Okay, so that's what he said. Okay, yeah, I'm basically building this up. Okay, so I think like you have a clear guess of what would happen. Okay, but there's more we are going to learn. It's not just about like building the circuit and like making it to glow, but there are more for us to learn. Okay, these are the basic components of an electric circuit. We have a bulb. Bulb we can also consider it to be load. They call it as load. Okay, call it as load. And we have the other important component is switch, which I have fixed here. And the most important component is nothing but the power source. The power source, I'm using the batteries for power source. Okay, so the connection goes like this. So one end of so we'll start with the battery. Okay, suppose this is the starting point. I attach it to one of the pins of the switch. What I do is now I want the power to go to the bulb. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm like attaching the other on the switch. You have one more pin, so I'm attaching the bulb to the other pin of the switch. Okay, so now what will happen is that the switch is like a controller. So when I when it is off, the current will just stay there. When I turn on, the current will just go through the switch and will go to the bulb. Okay. So now once it goes to the bulb, it should also come back to the battery because it should complete a circle. It should complete a circle. So I connect this black wire directly to the black wire. Okay, so that's it. And like the light should glow. You see the light glowing. Okay. So now I have few questions on this. Okay. So what is that like? What is that thing inside it, which is basically like giving us the light called? Any idea, Vedant? What is that small thing that is there inside the bulb that is giving us the light? Vedant? Tungsten, exactly. So basically, the commonly it is called as filament. For making the filament, we have used this metal called as tungsten. Very good. Okay. Now the other question is, why do we use tungsten? Why tungsten? Why not some other material? Tungsten, and why not some other material? The answer is pretty simple. Tungsten can basically the melting point of the tungsten is very high. Okay, so we use tungsten so that like you can make it to literally burn and give light. Okay, but other important thing is the tungsten could be the filament could be kept open, but they have put it in a glass. Okay, there's a glass here. Okay, so they have put it. So suppose I just break the glass and turn on the switch. What would happen is that the tungsten will just basically just burn out. Okay, suppose even if I make a small hole on this and turn on, the tungsten will just burn out. So any idea why that should happen? Vedant, will you be able to turn on the mic and speak? That would be easy because I'm waiting for you to respond on the message, but that takes a lot of time. Okay, so what happens is that inside this bulb, so there is a particular gas. Okay, what that gas does is it continuously removes the heat from the surface of the filament. Okay, just because it's continuously removing the heat, the tungsten is not burning out. Okay, so the fantastic example for that is I show this to everybody. Okay, so you can either take a candle or a lamp. Like for now I just got this lamp. Or there's fan running. I just turn off the fan. Okay, I lift this up. Okay, so what would happen if I just keep this paper cup here? Or do you see the paper cup is like literally burning? Gets burnt. Okay, so it got burnt. Oh, okay. So, but there's one more thing I can do with the paper cup. This time I'll not put the paper cup direct. directly, but I'll fill a little bit of water on it. Water inside it. So now I'm keeping it. Now you keep it for like even very long time. Paper doesn't get burned. The paper doesn't get burned. Okay, instead what happens is that I kept it so for so long, and still even now it is not getting burned just because there's water inside it. Okay, so what this water is doing is the paper is continuously getting burned, but what the water is doing is it's continuously removing the heat from the surface of the water. So the water is becoming hot, and the paper, but the paper doesn't burn. Okay, and the paper doesn't burn because you understood the reason, right? See, already the water is like pretty hot now. Okay, so what the water is doing is it is continuously removing the heat from the surface of the paper. Just imagine putting a paper under the fire, on top of the fire, and it doesn't get burned. Okay, so the same thing happens in the bulb. The same thing happens in the bulb that, okay, so that gas that is there inside the bulb, it continuously takes out the heat and puts it out. So that's the whole reason the tungsten just remains intact. Okay, so any questions, Vedant? Yes, no, Vedant. Okay, Vedant, are you joining from mobile? I got it. Yeah, on the mobile. I understand why you're not able to unmute or like speak. Okay, fine then. So we'll maybe next meetings which we send, we'll also send you a video of how to sort of unmute, turn on the camera. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay. Fine, Vedant. Do you have any questions, Vedant? You can ask me. You can just type. No question. Okay, Vedant. So okay, so next class, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing an extension of this. Right now, we have just made this. Okay, so next class will be like trying to understand which class do you study in Vedant? Can you just tell me your class? Oh, you're in 8th. Fantastic. Okay. So the next class will be very much relevant to you. So we'll be learning about like conductor and insulators. Okay, conductors and non-conductors. With again doing little experiments and also understanding why something is a conductor and why something is a non-conductor. Okay. So like we'll do this in the next class. Okay. So join back and you can also forward this link to many of your other friends. Okay. Okay, Vedant. So see you in the next class then. Okay. So before that, we'll also see in case you can send a video on like how to use this the Zoho app on the mobile. Okay. So how to turn on the camera, how to mute and unmute and all those stuff. Okay. We'll see if we can send that a video like that so that it's helpful for all of them to understand how to use a mobile and like you're able to unmute and speak. Okay. Fine, Vedant. See you then. See you in the next class. Okay. Bye.